All right, we are back. This is NHL 20 Franchise Mode Calgary Flames. This is episode number 45. Yes, welcome back to our Franchise Mode with the Calgary Flames, and welcome to the official start of the 2024-25 season and our last season as GM of the Calgary Flames here after winning a Stanley Cup in 5 years of being GM of the Calgary Flames. We did it in our 5th year, and we're now entering our 6th and final year because we are going to retire at the end of this season. We're going to try and obviously accomplish the ultimate goal, and that is to repeat as Stanley Cup champions, last accomplished by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2016-17. We're going to try and be the first team since then to go back-to-back here and win a Stanley Cup. So yes, welcome back to our Franchise Mode. Excited to get into our final season. Like I said, if you haven't been watching, really excited to be starting up a new franchise mode on NHL 21 when that comes out. We're going to probably do a Calgary Flames franchise mode with the heavy demand from the fan base that our core needs to be shaken up, right off the bat. And we're going to try and win a Stanley Cup with that. And then we might try some more franchise modes after that. But right now, let's get into this one. Let's finish this one off, and let's see if we can go back to back. So we begin our journey, at becoming the Cup champions once again here with this preseason. What I did is I actually went into, so we got how many games here? We got 3, 6, 7. We got 7 preseason games as always. And what I did here is I went into our lines, and I'm going to do a quick preseason and / training camp. Again, if you don't know how I do it, I just what I usually do is I bring up the guys who are kind of fighting for a spot on this roster, and I kind of let them battle it out. So what I did is I sent actually down McKinnon and Gaudreau, let them sit in the minors while we do this preseason because it doesn't matter. Jacob Peltier and Glenn Godin have come up from the minors to replace them. They will be fighting for a spot on this team, so I got them up there. Matthew Phillips, Scott Wilson, Austin Czarnik, that's our 4th line. I put them onto the 2nd line right now so they get more minutes. They are fighting for a spot. If Godin or Peltier outperforms one of these players, then they'll grab the roster spot over these guys. And do we have any extras in the system? Let me just see here. Didn't even check if we have any extra players. No, we don't. Just go down to right wings and left wings. Yeah, we do. We have this guy here. So we better let him get some time in as well. So we'll take off Matthew Tkachuk again. Guys that we know are locks for the team: McKinnon, Gaudreau, Tkachuk. So he'll come in here and he can play. He can play there in the 3rd line. So what I'll do is I'll let those guys kind of fight it out on the defensive end. It looks like this. I took out our top pairing of Juuso Välimäki, Dougie Hamilton, and I'm going to let Andrew Nilsson and Rakto Gudas fight for a spot here. They are fighting against Shillington and Pionk. So I should put Pionk up there. So these 4 are battling for the last 2 spots. It's probably going to go to Shillington and Pionk, but we'll let Gudas and Nielsen fight for a spot on opening day. And then we'll just switch halfway through the preseason between Binghamton and our new backup goalie, Alec Netrovic. So, that's what we'll do quickly. We'll go half. I'll try and speed this up. I'll go half the preseason, then we'll make our switches, and then we'll go the other half the preseason. Usually I switch after every single game, but I just want to make this go a lot faster. So what we'll do is we'll do the first 4 games with Binghamton and net and the lines as is, and then for the last 3 games, we will switch things up. And then we look at the stats again at the end of the preseason to see how all those players did. So not a good start here. 2 losses to start off. There's a win against the Canucks. How about in our 4th game here against the Sharks? And there's another win there. So we go 2-2 through the first 4 games of the preseason. Matthew Phillips is now leading us. So it looks like he will be fighting for a spot. He was probably locked as our opening day 4th line center anyway. We'll let him fight it there. So we'll give Phillips and we'll give this guy here top spot there. Put Peltier and Godin on that 2nd line. Let's give them a good player to play with. They can play with Sean Monahan. Czarnik can play here with on this 3rd line, whatever, with Wilson and Drew. Again, we're just switching things up here. And we will let Shillington and Pionk try top minutes here. We'll put Nielsen and Gudas there. And then just to even it up a little bit, we'll put Netrovic in goal for the final 3 games. So we gave Binghamton the first 4. Netrovic can have the final 3. All right. And then we'll just look at our stats here and fix our roster moves before the start of the season. So let's get right up to this final game here. So we got the Coyotes, the Knights, and the Kings. So there's a win against the Coyotes, a win against the Knights. All right, salary cap compliant by October 1st. And players on waiver, October 2nd. All right. and there's a win against the Los Angeles Kings. So what a way to finish off the preseason. We actually go 5-0 to finish off in our last 5 games. We lose the first 2 games, but we go 5-2 through the preseason. So, and obviously the boost in Monahan on the second line propels him to our team leading points. So now what we will do is we'll go into our stats here quickly, and we'll look at how those guys did. We'll look at how our fourth liners did, those guys fighting for the spots, and we will look at how our defensemen did. So let's start with the forwards, So there's Matthew Phillips, 8 points through 7 games and a +7 rating. There's no doubt about it. He's opening day roster. I really didn't have doubt about it. A doubt about it anyway when it came to Phillips. So there's more of these guys right here. There's Claude Giroux. He puts up, or not Claude Giroux, Austin Czarnik. He puts up 7 points in 7 games, +4 rating for him. So he looks like he could find a spot on our opening day. How about Jacob Pelletier? He goes 5 points in 7 games, +2. That's not bad. He's fighting with Scott Wilson for that left side, that final spot on the left wing. Wilson also puts up 5 points and a +6 rating. So this is interesting. I mean, yes, they put up the same amount of points. Pelletier did have a little bit more goals, but Scott Wilson was a +6. He was +4, more than Pelletier. Wilson might have him beat because he is the veteran and he won a Stanley Cup on our NHL roster last year. Was Pelletier looking to break the NHL? That's a tough one. I don't know if we want to keep Pelletier or Wilson. Glenn Gaudin goes down here with 4 points, +3. It's not bad. Not bad. This guy here, the Zagadonev guy, he goes 3 points, doesn't get a goal, and a neutral ± rating. So I think he'll start maybe in the minors, which is interesting because I had him as our 13th forward, I think. And then, yeah, I believe Bandit down there. So, yeah, I wonder if this guy starts in the minors. He is a 76, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 76. Wilson, I think, will start on our NHL roster. I wonder if Pelletier becomes our first or our 13th forward, He's also a 76. He definitely earns it. The only problem with making him our 13th forward, will he get into a lot of action? He's still young. He's still growing. He's got medium top 6 potential. We want him to play games. That's the problem. This guy here, what's his potential at? He is 24. His potential's low top 6. So Pelletier has a slightly better potential. But again, we're trying to win a cup, so I don't know if it's going to matter. So I think Czarnik will obviously start on the fourth line with Phillips, and I think we will start Scott Wilson. I mean, do we want to make Pelletier our 13th forward? Do we want to make this guy? Gaudin could also be our 13th forward. What's Gaudin? Bottom 6 exact. I wonder if we make Glenn Gaudin. He is a centerman. That's the other thing about Glenn Gaudin. He is a little bit versatile. I like Pelletier better. I think Pelletier had a better preseason. 5 points, +2. Gaudin 4 points, +3. They're pretty close. You know what? I think we'll start with Glenn Gaudin, just because he doesn't have the potential. I want Pelletier to be playing games. He's still younger at 23, whereas Glenn Gaudin is now 27, and Gaudin is also the center. So I think that's what we'll do. Kind of an easier preseason there to decide from. Defense looking like this: Rasmus Andersson, Josh Manson. Yeah, we know they're locks. So here's Andrew Nielsen. He puts up 3 points in 7 games and a neutral ± rating. Neil Pionk goes +2 and 2 points. Rachel Gudas +2 and 2 points, and a +3 for Oliver Shillington. That's a tough one. I like Shillington in there. I mean, this is just a mix-up. Gudas is, so let's see what they are. 77 is Gudas. Pionk is 79. Andrew Nielsen is 76. I think just because Nielsen is still a 76, I think we're better off keeping the 77 in Gudas. He's also a veteran, 34 years of age. He is a physical defenseman, right shot, whereas Nielsen is a left shot. So I think we'll still give the 13th forward spot to Gudas, and we'll probably give Pionk, who is a 79, and Oliver Shillington the opening day. So that was a little bit easier than I thought. Again, just looking at some things there. Just quickly through 4 games was Netrovic, 932, 925 for Binghamton. He's still going to be our opening day, even though Netrovic did perform better, 188 goals against compared to 238 for Binghamton. But of course, Binghamton's our Stanley Cup championship caliber goaltender, so we'll still keep Binghamton. All right. So now we've got to go to roster moves and quickly fix that, and then we'll jump right into the regular season. So I always like to do that, kind of it keeps it realistic too, right? In the preseason / training camp, that's what it's about. It's the young guys, the guys on the bubble, trying to fight for a spot here. So that's why we try and keep it realistic, and this is our final year, so I thought I'd do it. All right, so like I said, we'll send this guy down to the minors. and we will keep Godin as our 13th forward. So we'll also send down Peltier, so he continues to grow down. And then we will have to go in the system, and of course bring up Nathan McKinnon and Johnny Gaudreau, our Conn Smythe Trophy winner, and NHL. All right. And then on the blue line, we will go with Nielsen, Pionk, Shillington, who was our guy. Oh, no, Nielsen we're sending down, excuse me. We're going with Gudis as our 13th forward. All right. So we'll put Nielsen down into the minors. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go in, edit our lines back again now that we got, those guys back up. And I'll edit our AHL lines, excuse me, and then I'll sim us right up to opening day. So give me a second here. All right, so we're back here. So I just went in, edited all of our lines, got everything back to the way it should be here for opening day. So there's a look at your opening day roster. Gaudreau, Monahan, McKinnon. That's a pretty, Gaudreau, McKinnon, Ovechkin. I got ahead of myself there. Very stacked top line. Second line with Tkachuk, Monahan, and Dylan Dubé. Pretty solid second line as well, especially with Dubé going up to that 86. Third line looks really good. Bennett, Giroux, and Eberle. That's some good depth. I am disappointed both Eberle and Giroux went down in their overalls. So from when we signed them in the summer, the two free agents that came in to be our newcomers on that third line. But I'm really happy with the signing of Claude Giroux. I mean, we know what he can be with the Philadelphia Flyers. He's a really solid veteran centerman, so he'll help us try and win another cup. And then the fourth line still looks the same there with Wilson, Phillips, and Zarnik. Blue line looks like this. You got Valimaki, Hamilton. That's going to be a really good top pairing. Kind of probably our offensive pairing. Again, really disappointed we lost Noah Hannafin in the last episode there in free agency as he decided to walk away from a team, as did Elias Lindholm. But we did replace him with, ironically enough, of all people, Dougie Hamilton, the same player that the Flames traded away for those two players. We got him, and then, of course, Manson, Anderson, more of your shutdown pairing there, Shillington and Pionk rounds out your top six. Just really quickly here, just want to show you the power play. It looks like this. Actually, you know what? I forgot to edit the power play. Good thing I looked at it. I just realized that this is still the wrong power play, so let's get Gaudreau in there. We're just going to pretty much stack our special teams to start off with. This is the one thing I forgot to edit was the PP. All right, so we can go, we can just stack this right off the bat. Obviously put Ovechkin up there, Dougie Hamilton on that side. No, let's put Juice up there. We'll go Monahan, McKinnon, Gaudreau, Ovechkin, Valimaki. I mean, can you get more stacked than that? And then we'll put I'm just thinking here, we can put Giroux in there instead of Phillips. On the second unit, get him in there with Dubé and Tkachuk, Anderson, Hamilton. That looks fine to me. So really quickly, that's a look there. Four-man power play looks like this. I edited the rest of all lines. Valimaki, Hamilton's going to stay together, as well Manson, Anderson. Penalty kill looks like this. McKinnon, Dubé, Monahan, and Giroux. And then, of course, the defense staying the same. 3 PK, 5-on-3, I should say. And then just really quickly, 4-on-4s look like this. Again, we'll keep a lot of the same pairings together. 3-on-3 looks like that. McKinnon, Gaudreau, Valimaki, Monahan, Chuck, Anderson, Dubé, Ovechkin, Hamilton. Give us the best chance there. Extra attackers, and then of course to shoot out your 5 best shooters, I should say. Goalies, obviously Jordan Binghamton, 85 is our starter, and our scratches are Glenn Gaudin up front, 76 overall, and Rakdal Gudis on the back end, 77 overall. So that is a look at your opening day roster for the Calgary Flames. The AHL, I went in and I made sure I put Pelche, Andrew Nielsen, and that Zagadonov guy back in all of their line situations down there so they can get going in the American Hockey League. So it is opening day against the Edmonton Oilers. The defending Stanley Cup champion Calgary Flames try to obviously start off their championship season, or their quest to be champions again. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? I forget what it's called. But they're going to start off their season defending a Cup champ season, if you will. I don't know. So we started off, ironically, against the Edmonton Oilers, who we get to raise the banner against. So the only reason I'm going to play this game, or I'm not going to play it, I'm just going to sim it, but I want to see us raise the banner. So here we go. By the way, captains, Monahan's our captain once again, and then McKinnon and Gaudreau are our assistant captains, and if we had a fourth assistant, it would either be Giroux or Ovechkin, probably Ovechkin, just because he was on our team last year. So what we will do here is just I'm just gonna show the first couple minutes of this of us raising the banner, and then we will let the computer sim the rest of this. So how do I do that again? That's what I meant to do. All right, let's get our alternate there, and then I just want to basically go to CP versus CPU. There we go. All right. All right. Computer versus computer. And let's start the game. All right. So, yes, obviously, like I said, very excited to win the Stanley Cup in our 5th season as the GM. We're going to take one last stab at it, one more season, and we're going to try and, like I said, be the first team since the Penguins go back-to-back here in the 2024 and then into the 2025 season. So it begins with our team raising the Stanley Cup banner here in Calgary. The first time that this team will raise a banner since 1989, a championship banner, that is. Of course, we have a couple Western Conference banners in there. And are they not going to show it? They are not going to show it at all. So that's disappointing. I went into this simulation for that, for nothing. All right, so look at your 2 starting goaltenders there. That's disappointing. We'll watch the first shift and then we'll get out of here. I was really hoping they would show the banner raising ceremony, and they just skipped it. Opening day, home opener, and they skipped the banner raising ceremony. Well, you can imagine it's there, though. Just imagine that the 2024 Stanley Cup Championship banner just went to the rafters in the Scotiabank Saddledome. Calgary Flames. That feels good. So we'll just watch this first shift, and then we'll get out of here and sim the rest of this month. So, yeah, new look, or top line still looks good. Again, Gaudreau and McKinnon wearing the A's, Monahan wearing the C's, and we'll see Ovechkin's wearing the A as well. All right, so let's try and start off the season with a W against the Edmonton Oilers. Not going to be easy, of course, when you play McDavid. Good to see Dougie Hamilton back out there in the Calgary uni. Extremely excited that we were able to get him. Ovechkin, come on, a grade 8. Hamilton, who's now wearing 22, by the way. Of course, because his 19 is being worn by Tkachuk. So there's the first shift. Again, there's a look at Monahan. So I was really hoping that they would have shown the Stanley Cup raising ceremony, but they didn't. So that's kind of disappointing. All right, we'll get out of here, and we'll just sim the rest of the game. And hopefully we won that game. We can't go in and look at our stats or anything because we obviously, just exiting the game. But hopefully we won that first one. Excuse me. All right, so we start off with an overtime loss. That's disappointing. Matthew Tkachuk does score a goal in that game, but it is an overtime loss to the Edmonton Oilers. So we start 0-1, and we got the Toronto Maple Leafs, another Canadian matchup here coming up next. So now we'll just do sims for the rest of this, obviously period by period, and continue to go. So here we go. Toronto, Calgary. Let's get this game going. All right. All right, so here we go. Toronto, Calgary. We'll go period by period. First period looks like this. It's 1-0 for the Leafs on Kevin Fiala. Second period looks like this. Come on, Flames. Monahan probably gets his first. Manson his first. They get goals from Marner and Timothy Liljegren. Please excuse me. Come on, Calgary. We need a big third period here. Down by 1 into the third. Come on, Flames. Fuck. Big goals by Marner and Varanen, and that will be it. The Toronto Maple Leafs beat us 5-2. Not the way we want to start as defending champs. 0-1-1 now to start the season. Let's take a look at our minute leaders there. Yeah, not much to dissect in this one. 8-3-9, not the best night there for Binghamton. But we'll just keep rolling here, see if we can bounce back with our first official win of the season. We got the Nashville Predators now. And again, if lines, like again, you saw our lines, if things are not working out, we will obviously switch up our lines. So here we go. First period against the Preds. Wilson gets us on the board, but they get one from Sherwood. Second period, come on, Flames. Again, trading goals back and forth. Gaudreau and McKinnon getting us on the board. Goals for Philip Forsberg and Keith Sherwood as well. Again, third period. We just can't get it here. Philip Forsberg gets, I believe, the hat trick there against us, and we start off 0-1-2. Geez Louise, not the way you want to start the season. All right, Gaudreau with a 2-point night there. We just got to be a little bit better here. Who's a -4 there? Is that Dylan Dubé? Yeah, Dubé, Monahan. Ooh, -4 Tkachuk. So that second line just, wow, that is a bad game for that second line. Pionk and Shillington really struggling on that third pairing as well. And Binghamton going 8-1-5, so not a good night for him either. We can make some switches here. 3 games in, we're a little concerned here. I think what we will do is, I mean, I don't even know if Buffalo's a good team or not. But No, you know what? We'll make some switches. It's early on in the season. Kind of want to switch some things up. I'm going to leave the forwards as is. I think this was just a really bad game for that second line of Tkachuk, Monahan, and Dubé. But I will... you know what? I'll leave the defense the same. You know what? The only thing I'm going to do is obviously switch our goaltending around. We'll give Netrovic his first game as a Calgary Flame against the Buffalo Sabres. See if he fares any better. And then we can maybe tweak with those lines if we have to again. Again, it's so early on in the season. We just really have to gauge with what we've got here. So, all right. So we get the first goal by in a Calgary Flames uniform for Jordan Eberle. Jack Eichel gets them on the board. 1 second period. Looks like this. We get a goal from Rasmus Anderson. That's what you want to see. Third period. There we go. Dougie Hamilton, Johnny Gaudreau scoring for the Calgary Flames. 4-1. It's our first win of the season, and it feels good coming against the Buffalo Sabres. 2-point night there for McKinnon and Gaudreau. Let's just see how everybody did. Plus minuses. Okay, much better night all around. And a 9-5-0 for Netrovic to get us our first win of the season. His first win as a Calgary Flame. So you know what? We'll keep it in net. He had a good game there. We'll play him here in Detroit as we have the Red Wings and the Canadiens here on the road. All right, so here we go. Detroit to Calgary. Johnny Gaudreau is leading us with 5 points in 4 games. Our Conn Smythe Trophy winner from last year. Here we go. First period. 3 goals straight by the Red Wings. Not a good opening period there. Come on, Calgary. Bounce back in this one. Please bounce back. No, we do get a goal from Ovechkin and McKinnon. We need a massive third here. I didn't think we would get it. Got a goal from Gaudreau, but we do lose this one. So we can make some switches again. 3-point night there for McKinnon. That top line's still doing good. Ovechkin's got a goal in there. Gaudreau had a goal in there. But some of our other lines are maybe struggling defensively, is my guess. That fourth line did struggle a little bit there. We can try inserting Glenn Gaudin a bit there. Manson, -2 for him. And Netrovic, 8-2-8. So we'll put Binghamton back in goal. Just thought we would ride the hot hand there. We'll put Binghamton, of course, back in goal here for the Montreal Canadiens, and I think I will put Glenn Gaudin in here for Zarnik. Phillips I want to keep in. Where are you, Gaudin? All right, you can go in there. Play the right side there. He has a right shot, I believe, and then we will stick Binghamton back in goal here, and we'll see if that's enough to get us going here. 1-3-1 to start the season. Come on, Calgary. We got to pick it up here. All right, to the Bell Center we go. It's the Montreal Canadiens, who are 6-0-0 to start the season. So they're undefeated. Let's see if we can break that. Come on, Flames. We need a big game here. We need to get ourselves back into it. All right, here we go. First period, Flames and Canadiens, nothing. Second period, 2-0 Habs. All right, third period, anything? Wow, big third period for us. That is what you want to see from the defending champs. Tkachuk, Ovechkin, Giroux, maybe his first as a Flame on the power play as well, and Nathan McKinnon. Massive third period there where we go 4 straight goals, and we end the Montreal Canadiens undefeated streak at 6. 2-point night there for Tkachuk. Hamilton with a 2-point night. McKinnon with a 2-point night. So Ovechkin there. Monahan. So I like to see that second line. Dubé as well. Dubé, Monahan, and Tkachuk. I like to see them going a little bit there. And Netrovic. Not Netrovic. Binghamton. 9-4-9. Probably his best performance of the regular season. That's more like the Jordan Binghamton that helped us win a Stanley Cup. All right. Speaking of Netrovic, we're going against his former team here, against the Hurricanes, but we're going to keep Binghamton in goal for this one. And now we got to just start stringing together these wins. I know it's early. It's only 6 games into the season. But let's start stringing together some wins. Let's put ourselves back up where we belong at the top of the standings. Get comfy up there, because that's where we obviously want to be this season. All right, Flames, Hurricanes, first period from Calgary. 1-0 for us, Nathan McKinnon. Second period, 2-0 for us, Alex Ovechkin. Third period, wow. Okay, they got a big third period. We did almost go up 3-0, but then they get a lot of goals here. So that's exactly the opposite of what we wanted from the last game. Such a good third period in the last game, and in this game we kind of just let loose here. So Ovechkin 3 points, McKinnon, Gaudreau, again that top line's doing really well offensively, but again we're struggling somewhere defensively, and it was with the third line, Giroux, Eberle, Bennett, -3, -2, -2. I don't know. It's like I think we're fine offensively early in the season, 8-7-1, but it's defensively and kind of in the goaltending department, because Binghamton has only really had one solid game, and that's come against the Montreal Canadiens. So hopefully Binghamton's picks it up, because, I mean, our entire season kind of rides on him. Obviously, being our number one goalie, Netrovic is not, what Jake Allen was last year for us, where he can come in and spell. I mean, he might be able to come in and spell off a Binghamton for a stretch of hockey, but, I mean, he's not going to take over the season for us. I mean, it's Binghamton or it's nothing. So, I mean, he is our only hope. Right now, Binghamton's not playing well, but hopefully he picks it up. So I'm going to keep the lines right now the same. And like I said, we're going to have to just figure this out here defensively as a team. All right, 1-0 Rasmus Anderson. After 40, it is now 2-1 Shillington and Stamkos in the second. Come on, Calgary, hang on in the third, please. There we go. Again, though, we are letting them score quite a few goals here in the third period. Luckily, we outscore them. We get goals from Eberle, McKinnon, and Johnny on the power play. But again, we're getting this way too close, especially in the third period. We're letting teams come back. We do win this one. That's just our second win of the season. Again, another 3-point night for Gaudreau. McKinnon, 2 points. That top line has just been good for us. It's just we are struggling defensively. And again, that third pairing, Shillington and Pionk. We might be able to put Rakdo Gudis into some games here. And I didn't even look at the goaltending. Binghamton 8-7-1. So yeah, I'm really concerned right now. Binghamton's not had a good start to this season. He's had very few games where he's been over 900 in the save percentage category. But again, this is just something the player, the goaltender, is going to have to figure out himself. There's nothing we can do. We're just going to leave him in goal right now, kind of let him get himself back into this one and figure it out. So let's keep rolling here. All right, Chicago. We are 3-4-1 now on the season. Haven't even looked at the standings. We'll look after this game maybe. 1-0 Hawks to start this one. Kane. 4-0 Hawks. Kane, Perlini, and Strome. Anything in the third. Again, just not enough. Giroux, Eberle, and Godin gets his first NHL goal. But it's just not enough. All right, so we're going to do something here. We're going to change our lines up. Defensively, we are struggling as a team right now. All right, so it's actually that top line that went the only line in the minuses, but just not good at all. Binghamton was actually pulled in this game after 40. He does go 7-6-5. He lets in 4 goals on 17 shots, which is obviously not good at all. So Netrovic did have to come in and play the final 29-17 for Netrovic. So Binghamton has been the story of the season so far. He has just really struggled. AHL player injured there. We will let the coaches figure that out down in the Stockton Heat organization. But yeah, Binghamton's just really struggled to start this season off, which is not good. He is our number one goalie, or like I said, everything rides on him. I don't even want to think about exploring trade options this early in the goaltending department, but you never know right now. It's still early. Again, we're just, how many games in are we? 9 games in. 3-5-1 is not a good record, but again, you look at the standings there. We are technically 6th in our division, but let me just look here. All right. Technically 6th in our division, but again, we're just 2 points out of 5th, 4th, and 3rd. Oilers and Golden Knights kind of have a bit of a cushion on everybody else. We can be up there too. We need to be up there too. But again, Canucks and Coyotes just points back of us as well. So it's tight. It's early, but it's tight. All right. So what we will do is go into edit lines here, and we're going to try and figure out something defensively here, because it just has not been working. What we'll do is we'll put Giroux up there with Monahan and Kachuk. You see, when I did that, it instantly changes that line chemistry on the right side to a +1 for that second line. Don't know if that's a factor, but we will try it. Dylan Dubé, the centerman as well. Like I said, he was supposed to be our third line center anyway. So we will try that. Put him with Bennett. Maybe that will even things out. We will. I think Godin's been good enough right now, so we'll leave that. We will try taking out maybe Neil Pionk and getting a Rakdo Gudis in here. Just try some minor things here defensively. I don't think either of them are game changers defensively, but we will just try something here. Valimaki Hamilton. I don't know if that's the pairing that the elite pairing that that Valimaki and Hanifin was. For so many years, Hanifin and Valimaki were just so steady for us. I think they're just still trying to get used to each other in terms of team chemistry, or in terms of player chemistry. Is Hamilton and Valimaki. +7 and a neutral rating now for Dougie Hamilton. So he's just trying to get his feet under him. If we have to, we can switch things up. Rasmus Anderson's also an 85. But we'll just try it. What does that do for our line chemistry? That evens it out. You know what? Let's try that. Valimaki, Rasmus, Anderson, Manson, and Hamilton. We're just trying to get some different things here. And then again, I'm going to give Netrovic 1 game here, and then we'll go from there. But Binghamton's just been disappointing to start this season, to say the least. So let's try and get some wins going here. Just made some minor changes there in terms of lines. Just see if we can figure something out here against the Colorado Avalanche. McKinnon against his former team. Here we go. First period. Rakto Gudis gets his first goal in his first game. They get one from Ricky Raquel. Second period. Nothing. Big third period. Calgary. Big third period. Fuck sakes. All right. Again, that third period is just killing us. Mikko Rantanen twice. And it's a 3-1 Colorado game. Oh, not fun. This is not fun at all. Not too much to break down in this one. Netrovic did go 903, so he was above 900, but doesn't get the win at the end of the day. This is tough. All right, so we got CBJ coming up here. I'm going to give Netrovic 1 more game here because, I mean, Binghamton has been not good to start the season, but, somebody's got to grab the net right now and run with it. We are now sitting technically 8th in our division, which is dead last, but we got to pick it up here against Columbus. So, all right. And then, we're almost at the end of this month. We're going to have to kind of gauge how far we want to go here with this. All right, so 4-2 Columbus. Oh, all right. Bennett and Eberle for us. 4-3 Phillips for us. We need a massive third period right here. Big third. No, we don't get it. All right. So I'm just trying to think here what we can do now. Now as we're nearing the end of this month, obviously we're going to have to make some significant changes. I don't know, that's lineup-wise or what, but things are not going right here. Again, do we make a coaching change? Like, I mean, we've done that before in this franchise mode. I think it was after year 2 or 3 or something like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what to say right now. We got to figure something out because, we're not defensively. Our system's not working. Netrovic did not play a good game. Binghamton had to come in and relieve him. We don't have the goaltending right now. That's the biggest thing that I'm noticing, but I think it's defensively. We're just not playing well either. I think the offense can be there. All right. I don't know. This is not the way you want to start as defending Stanley Cup champions, is at the bottom of your goddamn division. It's just 7 points in 11 games. 3-7-1. Ugh. All right. This is actually November 1st. So, we will try and go back to what we had before. We will take, oops, not Eberle. We'll put Zarnik back in. We will just try and revert back to opening day right now. We'll put Pionk back in. Hamilton back up with Valimaki. Put Binghamton back in, because right now we got to figure something out. This is not good. So I think I'll do a handful of games here into November and just see if we can pick things up. If there's any sign of, us resurrecting our season, and if not, we might have to think of some kind of major change here. I know it's early, but we can't afford to go down this early in the regular season. Obviously it's just about getting to the playoffs at this point, let alone trying to repeat as frickin' Stanley Cup champions. All right. Here we go, Flames and Devils. First period, we start with 1-0 Dubé. Back on that second line. Second period, they get a goal from Heischer. Third period, and they win this one. It's a 2-1 game. Like, Jesus Christ. There's not a lot to break down in that. These games are killing us. We're not getting wins right now. We got the Penguins again. They're 5-7-1. We're 3-8-1. We got to have one of the worst records in the league to start off with. Like, what is going on? All right. Get this Pittsburgh game going. First period, 2-2. We get goals from Eberle and Dubé. Second period, there's a little bit more of an offensive explosion. Hamilton, Giroux, and Ovi. They get one from Crosby, and then they tie it up. They tie it up in the third. We're going to overtime for just the second time this season. It's the first time since opening day. Here we go. Flames and Penguins overtime. Come on, Calgary. How about in a shootout? We do. We get it in the shootout, which is nice. But, again, I just want to be getting more wins at this point. All right. 2-point night for Giroux, Bennett, Gaudreau. Just still some players here struggling defensively. That fourth line, some of our defensemen. And still Binghamton going, 8-5-3. I mean, I don't know. Let's do a handful more of games, and then we'll end this episode here. And I'm going to think of, maybe looking at goaltending, options, maybe looking at coaching options. Like, I don't know. We got to figure something out here, because this is obviously not the way you want to start your season off. 4-8-1. All right, so we got the Kings here. This is a divisional game. We're getting back to that, how important these divisional games can be now that we're trying to fight for the freaking playoffs instead of for division, the division crown. All right, so 1-1, Ovechkin and Kyle Palmieri. Second period, they get a goal from Kopitar. Third period, yeah, they just destroy us. So, you know what? I'm going to end it here. This is enough. We got to figure out something defensively and, goaltending-wise. We're sitting at the bottom of our division after 14 games, which is 9 points, a 4-9-1 record. This is a horrible way to start the season. We are struggling. Like I said, we're not even fighting for top spot in our division anymore. We're just fighting for the playoffs right now. And again, it's early. It's November, but it's still, you don't want this to go too far in. This is the time we've got to start kind of, making a major change. I don't know if that's a coaching change or if it's a goaltending change. Clearly, something's got to be done. Player changes, I don't know. We've tried tweaking our lines throughout the first month and a bit, but it's just not working right now. And we have such a good roster. There's no way we should be where we are. And I'm not going to accept it because we have such an incredibly talented roster, both offensively and defensively. Like, yes, a lot of these guys are offensive players, but there's a lot of them that are, really good defensive players over their careers as well. And we definitely built this team, with offense and defense. And right now it's just not working. The biggest storyline, of course, being Jordan Binnington. He's gone 3-8-8 through the first however many games he's played, 11 games, just 3 wins. He's struggled. And Netrovic is not a starter. We can't expect him to grab the reins. We've tried giving him a couple of games, and he's shown us one good game, and that's about it. So here's a look at Netrovic there through 5 games, 8-5-7. 4-3 goals against. It's just 8-7-2 for Binnington. Like, it's not good enough. We're not getting good enough goaltending, but I think it's a lot of our structure as well. So I don't know. We're going to have to figure something out. Offensively, I think we're still doing fine. Gaudreau's got 17 points at 14 games. Like, I think we're fine. It's defensively and goaltending-wise. I will take a look off camera here at some goaltending options, but that doesn't mean we're going to make a goaltending change, trading anything, but we'll see. I don't know. We gotta figure something out because as defending champs, we should not be starting 4-9-1. So that will do it for this episode number 45, I believe it was. We'll pick things up in the next episode and hopefully turn our season around. And it might be with a major move to start off with. So we'll find the rest of this in episode number 46.